Good morning, guys. We are in the village of Meemure, and finally we are going to the third rock of the Galtuna. If you remember from our previous video, we covered the rest of the two rocks, which is Meemure Lakegala and the Meemure Lakegala, which is on the other side of this village. And right now we are on our way to conquer the most difficult mountain of the three, which is Meemure Lakegala. Now, I know it's a little bit dark. That's because we left quite early. I'm using the flashlight as much as I can to illuminate me, but I don't think I'm doing a great job. Anyhow, let me show you the mountain that we are up against in a while. Until then, for about another hour or so, we might have to go like this out in the dark. Well, this time we are going as a group. So we've got 12 people joining us, and as I told you in the previous video, this mountain is not so easily conquered independently. So it's better if we go with a guide, and that's what we chose to do. Okay, here's a view of the mountain in all its glory. That's an unobstructed view of the mountain. So I think we'll be going around the mountain, climbing from the side, and then go to the top. Now from here, this side, which is facing the village, it looks like a steep angle, but if you go behind the mountain, you find it to be a little bit more easier. So it's not rock climbing all the way up. We'll be going like 3/4 of the way on foot, and then use the ropes to climb the final bits of the mountain. I think that's the plan. So let's go for it. So if you're curious how long we have walked for in the jungle, it's about 4 kilometers now, and I think this looks like the base. So we are quite close to the base, but before we climb onto the mountain, we'll be having breakfast. So right now essentially we are hiking towards our breakfast spot, where we'll take a much needed rest and then start the difficult part of the mountain. Pretty similar conditions to Narangamore side, although it's dry. Thankfully it's not raining these days, so hopefully it'll stay that way as we are climbing this mountain. We won't be camping, so it's just climbing up and back down the same way, which might take some time. It might take another 8 hours or so for us to complete the hike, which means it will be later in the evening when we are descending. Might get dark, but it all depends on how fast we are climbing and climbing down. Technically, I think you would be able to do this hike without any ropes, but that's not the safest way to do it. And since this is my first time climbing Meemure Lakegala, I'd rather not take a risk. So we are going with all the safety precautions: a harness, rope, helmet, elbow guards, knee guards, everything, so that gives us the best chance towards being safe as we are climbing up the mountain. We kind of got isolated from the main group, which is a bit ahead of us, but there's 2 people behind us as well who are accompanied by another guide, and we have a guide guiding us. So there are 4 guides in total, 2 in the front, 1 with us, and 1 all the way at the back. We just stopped by for breakfast, and we had some rice. Okay, now this is leftovers, and our guide dog ate it. I forgot to show you guys, but we had jackfruit, and then some, what else? Potato, which I spilled unfortunately, and we had rice, mostly rice, and it's vegetarian, all the meals. And we've got all the guide dogs over there, one too. This is our one. He's the one who asked us for food, and then we gave him anyway. And some more, we even gave him some cookies and then some buns and whatnot. So he's full now. He is a full and a happy dog. Well, here's everybody else. I couldn't show you because they were all in front of me or behind us. So now we are with the group. Oh, I don't know if you can see the summit from here. All the way there, up there is the summit. So we'll take a rest here and then make our way to the summit. Excited to finally be climbing to the summit of Lakegala on the Meemure side, because last time we climbed from the Narangamore side, which was an adventure of its own, but I think this is a tad more difficult than that. Okay guys, we just finished our breakfast, which means we are starting our climb towards the rock, because we've been hiking along a different mountain. Right now we switched to the Lakegala peak, and this is where it all begins. So here on out, I think we have another 4 kilometers to go distance wise, but of course we have some elevation to gain as well. So far we covered 4.5 kilometers, so altogether it's around a 8 to 9 kilometer hike. Right now we are walking on a bit of a ledge. On the side we have a valley down there. I think we just hiked along the forest and came here and climbed up to this part of the mountain. That's how we ended up here. Sun is not shining to this part, thankfully, but you can see it's quite bright on the other side. So once we are exposed to the rock, I think we will be battling with the heat and the exposure. Oh, that's for later. So far we are enjoying a nice little stroll along the side of the mountain. Let me show you the view around us. It's beautiful. This is pretty similar to what we saw when we were climbing Narangamore Lakegala, and that's Tunhiskala up there, Vamarapugala, and then some other mountains of the Knuckles Massif, which I don't know the names of, unfortunately. And that is the village that we started off at, all the way down there, and we came somewhere across this river and then went around this mountain and then climbed up, and that's where we are here, and that's the top. Okay, it looks like a little more to go by the looks of it, but let's see actually how long it will take for us to reach the summit. Guys, we are proceeding along this ledge onto the side of us. It's definitely not somewhere you want to end up in, but around us are these beautiful mountains, just giving us motivation to climb even further up. The summit looks almost here. Oh, let's see. Now this part is surely steep, a little dangerous, but not too much. But you need to be careful when you're climbing up here. I think we are almost at the summit, or rather the place that we are gonna lay out the ropes. You can make out the summit right now, but it's kind of over there. Right guys, It'll take us the whole day, I think, to go up and come down. But surely it will be worth it. Look at them, effortless climbing, whereas us, a little tiresome. Well, we are slowly making progress towards the summit, but it doesn't look like it's approaching anytime soon. So we might have to take some time to go up. Right now it has gotten a little steep, but not too crazy. The dogs are just enjoying it. Okay, let's see how we can conquer this. Okay, here we are at the place that we laid our ropes, and people are climbing up right now, and we have our harness on and our elbow guards, knee guards, and the helmet on, so we are all strapped up and secure and getting ready to climb to the top. I don't know if you can see, but there's one person climbing. I see it's already down. I took some drone shots, maybe I'll show it in the video. There's 2 sections initially. I think there's 3 sections altogether. So this is the first section. I'll be the last since I was photographing and everything. But there's a middle section where Icy is at right now, and then final section all the way to the top. Right, we are halfway through the rock climbing phase of the hike. Just came through here, and we have, I think, another 2 more sections to go. Right, go! Whew. Well, this part technically is possible without a rope, but I would not risk that. It's better if you be safe than sorry. So climb this section with a rope and it'll all be good. Okay, we just finished the rock climbing phase, so a little bit more to go towards the summit. Originally, the guide said that the path is laid down there, which is very risky if you think about it. Imagine going all the way up there and going up. So right now they have paved a new path for us, which is a bit safer than that road. Icy is way ahead of me. She must be at the summit, but since I did the drone shots and everything, I had to go last. But that's okay. We will reunite at the summit. Fortunately, we have come to a shaded area right now, which is quite nice for a summit. Usually summits are exposed, but here it's quite nice. According to my watch, we are 1,244 meters above mean sea level, which is not too crazy for Sri Lanka's mountains as far as Sri Lankan mountains goes, but still pretty high up compared to where we started at. Okay, finally, I think after around, let me check, 7 hours of climbing and waiting a little bit since everybody had to make it to the top, we reached the summit of Meemure Lakegala. Amazing feeling that we were able to cover the summits of the all three rocks of this range: Komalevagala, Meemure, and then Meemure Lakegala. Let's go. There's a bit more to go, but it's a little crowded up there. Let's go. Okay. Yahan gal. Arakade wangi yahan gal. This part, starting from here all the way down, is the part that gives the mountain the iconic triangular shape that you see from the village of Meemure. And that is why people finding it a little intimidating to climb. But yes, there was a part where there was rock climbing involved. If you can make that part, well, you're pretty much at the summit. Everything else is okay. It's not like super easy, but it's, I would say, moderately difficult, which is okay in my books. And next up, I'm so glad to show you bedrock. You can see part of the bedrock from here, Yahangala, which is behind this mountain in the front, and this mountain itself is Kelpadoro, which is adjacent to Yahangala. Maybe that will be our next target. Well guys, this is our journey up to the Meemure Lakegala. Just wanted to show you how it looks like. So we are gonna descend. We are not gonna stay at the summit unlike the other trips that we usually do. Let's just enjoy the view and then safely descend. We just left our stuff here and there's more people descending, if you can see from afar, and that's from where we started our descent, and we're gonna end it all the way over here. Right, it's such an interesting journey because of the rock climbing bit. It involved a lot of equipment and ropes, which was pretty new for both of me and Icy, and isn't it? Yeah.